The first season for the Renegades in the UFL has officially come to an end, y'all. So that means that it's over for Hellraisers, at least for the 2024 season. But we going to go out in style, baby. So thank you guys for jumping on with me. Ride with me, vibe with me. Hey, y'all, let's raise some hell, baby.
Come on. It's game time, but then it's more than the game. Yeah, it's my time, I'm steady moving the chains. We the kings, baby, but yo, we rolling, strolling. Ain't nobody gonna take the throne that I'm holding. I'll be bringing the boom in the southwest sun, or we can do it at night, but there's no way you can run. I'm breaking bones, like the music busting them amps. When I hit the end zone, fans are rocking the stands, cause I'm a sure bet. Representing the town, city of the cross is my stomping ground. That's literal, so y'all better give me respect. When you up in my house, your whole squad get wrecked. Gonna listen to your people while they rooting for you, cause once you all on my sight, you ain't gonna know what to do. When the smoke clears from the ruckus I bring, y'all had better bow down. You can call me the king now.
That's right, baby. Call me the king. I am the king of these airwaves, baby. At least when it comes to talking about the Renegades. That's because nobody else was doing it this year. Nobody else was doing it like me. You know, if you would watch another podcast and they were like covering the whole UFL, yeah, they weren't going at it the way I was with the Renegades this year. All right, so I'm going to talk with a little bit of pride about that, and I'm going to talk my smack. Welcome to Hellraisers Podcast, y'all. Episode 11. I know I was not here last week. I apologize for that. Had a few things going down here on my end in my neck of the woods, so I wasn't able to drop a show. But here I am. I'm ready to do this, man, and this is actually the first time I'm going to be doing this, obviously. Will it be the last? I don't know. But I will be presenting today. This is the episode that is officially the 2024 first annual Hellraiser Awards. Yeah, that's right, baby. I'm going to be giving my top 4 awards, okay, to 4 players that I thought had the best season overall for our squad, man, for the Arlington Renegades, man. Show them some love. So, yeah, this is the first annual Hellraiser Awards, baby. And that is brought to you by Fuel Network, brought to you by United Football Media, and brought to you by Wicked Grammar Entertainment, a.k.a. your boy here, Gabriel Garcia, a.k.a. the Wicked One, man. How you guys living out there? Hope you guys are doing all right, man. I hope you've gotten over the season being over for us. You know, I hope we've gotten over that. It was nice, though, that the squad went out with a win, right? You know what I mean? It was nice like that, man. I was happy about that. You know, got a little bit of revenge on DC. That was a hell of a game, though. You know what I'm saying? That was such a good game, guys. I really thought that DC brought it in that game. I thought that our squad brought it in that game. And, you know, play calling was a little better on both sides of the ball. So the team went out good. The team went out with a lot of pride, and they can hold their heads high, you know, at least for ending on the season on the note that they did, man. So much respect to our squad for going out as winners. You know, and then let's be real, y'all. This is one thing that I can at least say, and I don't care if it's reaching. I don't care. I'm reaching with this. But I'll tell y'all, at least there's only going to be a couple of teams now that actually we'll say 3 teams that can say that that their season ended with a win in the UFL. Let's be real. And I'm not even lying about this. Of course, the first team is going to be the big one. You know, whoever wins the UFL championship, it's either going to be San Antonio or Birmingham. They can say that they were ending the season on a win. Loser cannot. Memphis Showboats, they took out Houston. That was their last game of the season. Memphis can say, hey, man, even after the trash that we were all year, we went out with a dub. Cool. And then there's our Renegades. Yeah, got it done against DC. Last game of the season, we went out with a win. Our last game of this, we went out with a win. That's what we can say. Not, you know, the loser of the Brahmas and Birmingham won't be able to say that. Okay, DC can't say that. Houston can't say that. St. Louis can't say that. They ended because they're not in the championship. They ended their season on a loss. Same goes for Michigan. So at least we got that. Okay? At least we got that. But hey, straight up, man, the squad finished out the season strong, won 3 out of the last 4 games. I mean, after everything that happened this season, I'm cool with it. I'm okay with it now. You know what I mean? I think we were about a certain point in the season that we started to say, okay, we ain't going to the playoffs. Now let's just finish strong. The team definitely finished strong, man. And I'm cool with it. So, first of all, where all my Hellraisers at, man? Hope you guys are out there feeling good and living well, man, and just chilling, ready to catch this championship this week. Okay, I don't know if any of y'all have a rooting interest or not. Obviously, we are not fans of either team. Obviously, our squad is not there. But I'm gonna give y'all my prediction here in just a little bit. But let's take a look at 2024 in hindsight. As far as for our Renegades, you know, talked about it all year, guys. You know, each game, each week, games that they should not have lost. Um, Probably a team that should have ended the season at least in a competition for a playoff spot. At worst, this is a team that should have finished 6-4, maybe even 7-3. Know what I mean? So this is, the Birmingham game. Have they kept it together? That's one that's a maybe. But the first Battlehawks game came down to that last field goal, that last drive. Okay, game we should have won on the road. Okay, and I still believe that as good as we played against the Battlehawks in that second game, I think if AJ had been there, as good as we were playing that game, I think it would have mattered. I think we would have got the dub anyways. But that first game is one we should have had. That's one. Okay. You figure we won 3 games. So that would have been a fourth one. Let's say that's 4. The first DC game, we had no business losing that game. Okay. That was 5 wins. The 6th win, Houston. The Houston game, we had no business losing that game either. Okay. So, you know what? Actually, let's go 7. Because the Michigan game, we had no business losing that game. This is a team that at worst should have been 7-3 to end the season and in the playoffs. But we're not. I get that. But this is my hindsight segment, okay? This is what should have been, but we weren't. We knew the offense was probably the best offense in the league all year. Definitely the best passing offense. And the second half, Davion Smith he came on, man. He did. So we got to take it in stride, y'all. Just know that this team was much better than what their record showed. I think they could have gone toe-to-toe with any of these 4 playoff teams, if I'm being real. The way we were playing, especially at the end of the season. And can you imagine? We had been in there, and then the way we closed out this season, nobody would have wanted to play us right now. Because we were closing out the season the way we did last year. It's just too bad that, the deep ends couldn't catch up to the offense all season. It's too bad that coaching was it was bad most of the year, especially on the coordinators' positions. So what happens next year? All right, this week's segment of Know Thy Enemy is UFL 2025, and that's taking a peek into next season, okay? But before I do, for those of you watching on Fuel, we appreciate y'all, by the way. Thank you for tuning in on Fuel. I'm going to hit off to a commercial right quick, so don't go nowhere, Hellraisers. I'm going to be right back, all right?
Houston, we've triumphed. I've made it back to Earth with the cargo intact. The game-changing, time-sensitive payload is none other than the revolutionary energy flavor we've all been waiting for. Introducing Merc Mayhem Cherry Limeade. Merc Clan played a crucial role in securing this energy flavor, and together we've unlocked the future of power. Merc Mayhem is not just a drink, it's a statement, a fusion of relentless energy and bold flavor. The secret is out. Merc Mayhem is set to redefine the energy landscape, leaving ordinary drinks in its cosmic dust. Get ready for a taste explosion that matches Merc Clan's unparalleled power. Join the revolution, and let's unleash Merc Mayhem upon the world. Astronaut M signing off.
Yeah, it's about that time. to go right into 2025. We are going to look ahead. Welcome back to Hellraiser's podcast, episode 11. My bad. I just saw the graphic up there, man, that I didn't change it when I was getting my stuff ready. And that just takes a second. See? Voila. Just like that, baby. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in this week. As I am going to be taking a hiatus. Okay. I don't know if I'll be back next year. I'm going to be real with you guys. I decided when everybody was coming at me every way, you know, saying, man, you got to do a Hellraiser show. You got to do a Hellraiser show. Or, you know, Renegades, my bad. You got to do a Renegade show. So I came up with the name. I came up with the concept. I came up with the logo, everything. And I was still like, but you know what? I said, I'm going to go through with it. I'm going to give it a season. Okay. And it was a good season. I thought I had some good shows. I mean, I would appreciate y'all if you would hit me up with your emails. You know, you see all of everything scrolling there on the bottom is all my email and my social medias. I'd appreciate some feedback. All right. And if I can't get no feedback, then I might not be back because I'm trying to grow this thing, y'all. And the thing about the Renegades, man, is that there is nobody else covering this team right now. There may be next year, maybe. But there ain't nobody that can say, one, that they did it like me. And there's nobody that can say they were the first to do it. Okay? Even the Renegades don't have their own podcast covering their squad. Nah. So I'm very proud of that. I would appreciate not only the support, but just give me some feedback, y'all. Do y'all want me back next year? Should I do this show again next year? Let me know. You see that scrolling on the bottom, the email, the number 1 renegadesfan@gmail.com. That's 1 renegadesfan@gmail.com, y'all. Hit me up and let me know. Follow me on all the socials, on X, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on TikTok, y'all. Follow your boy because I still got Gridiron Nation, y'all. So I'll be covering the championship next week and how that went down. And then, of course, NFL season's coming in. So if y'all are NFL fans, go on, look me up, Gridiron Nation podcast. Follow your boy. All right. You can also follow me in Jersey, the King, my boy Jersey. You know, the West Coast, Mr. West Coast, program director over at Fuel. Yeah, man, we do our thing on Saturdays. That is on on the Fuel Network. You can catch us on there. It is the Gridiron Show. So you get us covering college and NFL on there too. All right, man. But anyways, let's get back to it, baby. Know thy enemy, UFL 2025. What's going on next year? What do y'all think, man? Let's start with coaching. Okay. I really do feel that coordinator-wise, I don't know about Chuck Long coming back, man. I know we had the top passing offense. I really do attribute that more to our deep wide receiver room and Luis Perez, to be honest. He didn't do much in the way of play calling to help Davion Smith most of the year. Okay. They didn't do anything to bring any help there until somebody got hurt. So I really feel like maybe if one of these coordinators comes back, it's probably going to be him, simply based on how good the offense was this year. But I wasn't happy with him for the most part, most of the season. He didn't call a lot of good games. Okay. Let's be real about that. So I would say replace him. I'm saying replace everybody except maybe Stoops. Coach Stoops, he could be back. The problem with Coach Stoops is he's very stubborn in terms of keeping his guys. He's got that old school mentality. I want my guys. And it was the same thing with the players. You know, we had Morgan Ellison was there. Can you imagine the 1-2 punch that him and Davion Smith would have been this year? Oh. But they let him walk, and then he came back and ran all over us in that first game against the Brahmas. But that was because he wasn't one of Stoops' guys. You feel me? So if Stoops can get out of that mentality and bring in a couple of new pieces on his staff and players, then I'm okay with that. Okay, I think Jay Hayes, he's got to go. He has got to go. I'm sorry. He's got to go. You got talent on that defense, and you couldn't do nothing with it all year. Half the time, it looked like these guys were quitting on you, dog. And sometimes you want to blame the players. Okay, but you need a coach to be a leader. Okay, And you need him to motivate the guys, put them in a position to win, make them believe that you're trying to put them in a position to win. Because if they don't believe you, then they're not going to put forth that effort. I don't care what level you're playing at. That's just real. That's coming from a guy who played the game. So Jay Hayes, that's got to be the first dude gone. Bye. Peace. But I have a feeling they're all going to be back. I hope not. I hope not. I mean, I don't wish somebody being unemployed. You go get a high school job somewhere at a college. It's okay. They'll be in demand for a position somewhere. We just don't want you here anymore in Arlington, man. Okay, so now let's look at the players, though. A lot has been said about Luis Perez. First of all, I'm actually surprised that we have not gotten news on him, attending, being invited to any camps yet. He may get an invite. I think he will. You lead the league in passing. Why not? And I also feel like a lot of people are trying to speculate if he's not going to come back next year. I think if he's on an NFL team, he won't be back in the spring next year. But I do think that if he chooses to come back, it's a no-brainer, man. He is your starting quarterback. I know there's a lot of y'all out there, okay, that are Holton Naylor fans. I know a lot of y'all out there are Scott fans, but Linda Scott fan. All I'm saying is, man, when this dude, you lead the league in passing, you lead the league in all these areas that I'll talk about in a little bit. And if you want to come back, you damn right you got the starting spot. Because if not, he can go start somewhere else and just kill us with his arm. Can you imagine what Luis Perez would have done to our defense this year? Ouch. So if he wants back in, I'm all with it. Open arms, baby. You are QB1. All right. Everybody else, though, the crazy thing, y'all, about the UFL is that these were only 1-year contracts. So everybody right now, as soon as this championship is over, everybody becomes a free agent again. You're free to go to the NFL. If you get an invite, you're free to sign with whoever you want to. A lot of these guys will stay put, but not all of them. You're going to see some players switching, y'all. And I really do hope that if the UFL gets going after season 2 and becomes consistent with each season, that can stop. Because it's going to be very hard to see a lot of these players just swapping teams every year. Okay, that could happen. I think a lot of the key players for all these teams will stay. If they're not going to the NFL, they will be here. Like Luis Perez, like I said. I think Davion Smith will be here next year. I think Tyler Vaughns will be here. So these are guys, I think they've got their spot, and I think they know it. So another guy I'm hoping that is either in an NFL camp or on an NFL roster next year, or if he's in the UFL, he's back on the Arlington Renegades roster, is tight end Sal Canal, the best damn tight end in the UFL. Don't get it twisted, and don't fool yourselves if you think any different. All right, so those are the questions now. Who's going to sign where? Who's going to the NFL camps? Who's coming back to the teams that they're on now? And who is going to come back to the UFL but sign with another squad? Okay? That's something to think about this offseason. There's going to be a lot of time to think about it because this is not a league that is established enough and big enough to have a lot going on in the offseason. There's going to be a lot of quiet time. We ain't going to have none to talk about, which is why I will not be coming back with a show over the next few weeks. Now, if some news breaks out, maybe Luis and somebody else gets a chance, I might come on and do a little 25, 30-minute show. Okay, just stay posted. Y'all got to be sure to follow the United Football Media channel on YouTube, and you'll know. Follow me on my socials, and you'll know. Follow me on the Fuel Network, and you will know. All right? But we're going to keep following these, man. You can follow me on my socials, and when as news comes out about some of our players getting signed to the NFL or getting an invite to camp, I'll let y'all know, man, and we could talk about it on social media. All right? So definitely stay posted, y'all, and I'll keep y'all up to date on that. All right? Now, real quick, before I head up to my next break, real quick, we got to talk about the UFL Championship. It is the San Antonio Brahmas versus the Birmingham Stallions. I don't like either one of these teams. But I don't hate the Brahmas. I actually hate the Stallions. Okay. And it's not because of the team. It's the fans, the fan base. It's the fan base. Now I hope y'all get humbled again. I am rooting for the Brahmas to win this game. I'm gonna be real. Keep that thing in Texas, man. You keep that championship trophy in Texas, so that way Renegades know it's there. It's right there next door. We gotta go back and get it next year. We gotta go up and get that thing. So, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I will be rooting for the Brahmas. Now, who do I think is gonna win? That's a whole other thing. See, I can also pick without thinking of my heart, but man, this thing's going down in St. Louis. And the Brahmas already beat the Stallions once this year, y'all. Brahmas are bringing that strong defense, man. Crazy front seven has been nasty this whole second half of the season. And that run game now with McFarland back, oh my gosh. It is bad. But then you've got Birmingham Stallions. Now, they looked horrible last week. They have not looked good the last few weeks. They're not playing their best ball. While they came back and won, they had to bench Mr. MVP. Yeah. What I mean, can you imagine in the NFL? Can you imagine Kansas City benching Patrick Mahomes because they're losing in the playoffs? It would not happen. They would take the loss and be done with it. But Skip Holtz was like, nah, get to the bench, Adrian, because we're about to bring in Matt Corral. Matt Corral took the squad on his back, and they won the game. Okay, now Adrian Martinez is starting. I have a feeling he's going to be on a short leash. So, I don't know. I'm looking at the way the two teams are playing, and I like San Antonio's defense a lot right now. A lot. I'm going with San Antonio to win this game, and I'm going to give you all the score. I'm thinking San Antonio wins. I'm thinking that they're going to keep it low scoring. It's going to be a defensive ball game. They're going to run the ball. I like San Antonio to win this game 20-15. How's that? I'm going to take that. I'm going to run with it. Lock it in, baby. Place your bets. And if you win by that score, kick me down a little something, man. It's all good. It's all good, man. Kick me down. I don't want a lot. You know what I mean? So that's what I got. I got San Antonio. If y'all disagree, we'll go on and hit me up on my socials that you see scrolling there on the bottom and debate about it with me. Let's have some fun. Let's debate some football if you like talking football, and let me know why you think I'm wrong. And I'm going to tell you why you are wrong, that the Brahmas are going to win this thing. That's what I'm talking about. All right, man. So I'm going to catch up with you guys here in just a little bit. Going to take one more break for everybody watching on Fuel, so do not go nowhere. All right, I'm going to be right back, y'all.
Same great taste. Yes. Same great taste. Same great taste.
Yes, y'all. Welcome back to Hellraiser's podcast, episode 11, the final one of the UFL regular season 2024, the final episode of Hellraiser's podcast for this season, man. It is sad. It's sad. Man, I was hoping to be talking about a championship, y'all. I had a tweet that I posted up at the beginning before the season started, and it was predicting that the Renegades would win the 2024 UFL championship. Did not age very well. But I got plans on what I'm going to do with that tweet. Yeah, so y'all stay posted and follow me all the way through next season in case I do come back with Hellraiser's podcast. All right, man? That depends on you guys, though. Y'all are going to decide if I come back and sit in this chair raising some hell every single week. All right? So y'all let me know. But now, it is officially that time. Officially that time for the 2024 first annual Hellraiser Awards. Yeah, that's right. Brought to you by the Fuel Network, brought to you by United Football Media, and brought to you by me. I'm just saying. I am just saying that I am the ultimate Hellraiser when it comes to calling out our squad for a bad game, and when it comes to trash talking the other teams and we're going into another game. Because it's just fun to do it, man. I love to do it. But let's get right to it, man. Now, 2024 first annual Hellraiser Awards. I got 4 awards to get to. Okay, and my first one is going to be the Special Teams Player of the Year. Now, talked about, I was thinking about all this, and I thought about the kicking game, and I'm like, nah, we switched kickers. Even though Garibay was really good when he came in, but he didn't play the whole season. And then we had Juan Manigo, and I was like, okay, for a while in the season, he actually led the league in kickoff return yards. But then he started fumbling the ball on punt returns and kickoff returns. And that came into my head. I said, I can't do it. I can't do it. So I decided to roll. Yes, right. Special Teams Player of the Year on the first annual Hellraisers Podcast official 2024 Hellraiser Awards. Special Teams Player of the Year goes to punter Marquette King. Yeah, man. Former NFL punter, man. This dude is trying to get back in the league. He is a veteran. Had himself a good year, y'all. He had himself a good year. 48.5 was his average punt return. That led the UFL. The closest one was 3 yards less by average. That is big. That is big. So shout out to Marquette King for getting this award. I wish I could send you something, dog. But for now, it's just showing you love for having a great season, punting that ball, man. Leading the league in your punt average. And also, if y'all going to be watching this championship, if you're going, show some love, man. He's going to be performing at halftime. And, he's going to be doing his brand of hip-hop, R&B and stuff. And when I saw this posted on the UFL, it pissed me off a little bit when I went to the comments section, man, because people were hating on it. They're bashing him. Oh, why is this dude, man? Why is he performing? And a lot of them don't understand that he does. He's a music artist. He's a recording artist. But why are you hating on the guy? People are like, oh, why didn't they get somebody who's noteworthy? First of all, y'all don't understand. This is a startup league. Not a lot of money. The Super Bowl. Okay, the only reason the Super Bowl gets a lot of these performers to perform at halftime for free is because of the amount, the exposure. The thing is worldwide. Everybody is watching the Super Bowl around the world. Okay? There's a big difference. The NFL started off with marching bands at halftime. I even saw somebody say, I'd rather watch a marching band than this dude. How do you know? How do you know? Are you even there for the halftime show? Or are you there for the game? Are you watching on TV for the halftime show? Or are you watching for the game? Because if you're watching for the game, then stop your complaining. Maybe the dude might entertain you. Okay? Show your love for this dude who's just trying to do something with his music. And the UFL's trying to give him some exposure. Okay? Just like the way they are for the players on the field. It just annoyed the hell out of me, man. Fine, you don't want to watch the halftime show, change it, but don't be hating on the dude online, especially if you've never heard his music. One, if you just want to hate because this isn't like your favorite rock band, well, I'm sorry, go watch YouTube during halftime then and pull up some music videos, all right? But I, for one, will be supporting Marquette King and watching his halftime show. That's all I got to say about that. Now, let's move on, man. Again, congratulations, Marquette King. Let's move on. Because the Defensive Player of the Year for Hellraisers Podcast 2024 Hellraiser Awards. The Hellraiser Award for Defensive Player of the Year goes to, linebacker Donald Payne, baby. Oh, he was balling this year. He was balling. All right, so first of all, I don't want to hear anybody saying like that everybody on our defense was trash this year, because we actually have talent on this defense, which is why I'm talking about Jay Hayes being gone. You have talent there. He didn't know how to use the talent. The play calling was trash most of the season. But I'll tell you one thing. Linebacker Donald Payne was there all season long. 10 games played, baby. 2 forced fumbles on the season. 2 sacks. All right, 4 tackles for a loss, 63 tackles. That was 6th in the UFL, and that led the team by a mile. So much respect to linebacker Donald Payne. this year's first annual 2024 Hellraiser Awards Defensive Player of the Year winner. Linebacker Donald Payne, he is a guy that I see coming back next year. If he's not in an NFL camp or on a roster, I think he will be back, and I think he will be the guy who spearheads that defense, especially if we have a new defensive coordinator. This is the guy you want all season long. He was all over the field. You saw him making plays. Okay, you saw how who was it? The Brahmas, their offensive coordinator, man. I'm sorry, the name doesn't come to mind right away, but he specifically called out Donald Payne. Like, that dude has like something inside, like it's personal with him. So Donald Payne, man, next year I want you to get back under that skin of his a little bit. All right. And I think he's going to be back next year. I hope he's back next year if he's not on an NFL roster. And I think this is a guy that is deserving of this award, at least for our squad, man. So much respect to Donald Payne, this year's first annual Defensive Player of the Year for the Hellraiser Awards. All right. Now, I got two left to get to, baby. Yeah, first of all, I got to talk about this year's Offensive Player of the Year. Okay, it's not who you think, and you'll see why. My Offensive Player of the Year for the first annual Hellraiser Awards 2024 Offensive Player of the Year, tight end Sal Cannella, baby, the best tight end in the UFL. And I'm still waiting for somebody. I had somebody actually try on Twitter, okay, to debate this with me. He's talking about that it was Sternberger by a mile. I mean, obviously, of course, it was a Birmingham fan. So, like I said, we all know who they are. They are the Philadelphia Eagles fans of the UFL. Let's just be real about that. All right? Y'all get on my damn nerves. But 497 yards receiving. That's fifth in the UFL. Second on the team. Okay, the only one higher to him who was fourth in the NFL was Vaughn's, man, with 503. That's only by 6, okay? He's the only tight end that was up there in that top 5. Okay? 6 receiving touchdowns. By the way, that led the UFL. No receiver caught more touchdowns or as many. No tight end, no running back. Nah, Sal Cannella led the league in touchdown receptions this year, y'all. 53 receptions overall. That's third in the UFL. Now let's talk about how my boy got robbed with the UFL in their little awards, which they had an agenda, which was obviously in the skill positions, especially it was to promote the guys who were in the playoffs. And I think that was a load of BS, man. That was a cry because we all know tight end Sal Cannella deserved to be that first team UFL tight end, all UFL tight end. Instead, they gave it to Sternberger. Really? Why? Because he's in the playoffs? Because he plays for Birmingham? That's why. Sternberger wasn't even in the top 10 in receptions, much less even close to my boy with the receiving touchdowns. Nah. Sternberger didn't lead the league. Was Sternberger top 5 in receiving yards? Nah. He was right under my dude, Sal Cannella. Like I said, he wasn't even top 10. So my dude got robbed. He ain't get robbed here. Okay? Overall on our offense, those skill possession players, this was the position players. This guy was the one who week in and week out was a problem for defenses. So, yes. My first annual Hellraiser Awards Offensive Player of the Year goes to tight end Sal Cannella, the best tight end in the UFL by a mile, and a guy that I think will be back in an NFL camp again this year with an opportunity to get into the league for 2024. So much respect to Sal Cannella, my favorite tight end in the league too, baby. And now it is time. It is time to go to what I like to say this is like the MVP of Hellraiser's podcast for the season. This is my choice for the MVP of the team. Okay? He's also my choice for MVP of the league, but that is whatever. He's definitely should have been the Offensive Player of the Year. But again, the UFL with their stupid little agenda, I get it, but I think it's wrong. But they were wrong to not pick this man, even as their if you wanted to put Adrian Martinez as your MVP, fine. But the fact that Hakeem Butler was the offensive player of the year for the UFL. No, that still don't sit right with me, especially because that dude did not do what the offensive player was supposed to do when you're at home in front of 30,000 plus in the XFL championship. Boy, you better ball out. Oh, the UFL's little offensive player of the year did it. Oh, yeah, 53 yards. What did Akeem Butler do? No touchdowns. His team lost. I guarantee you one thing. If my Hellraiser of the year had been chosen, had been there, I shouldn't say had been chosen, but if he had been there, I think he would have lit it up. He would have done his part. But you know what? This is my big middle finger to the UFL because my Hellraiser of the year, the Arlington Renegades MVP of the year, the best player on the team, as it should be, is our quarterback, Luis Perez. All right, this was the dude who did it all this year. He was the reason that we were in games this year. Okay, he was the reason that we should have won more games this year. 2,309 passing yards, led the UFL. By the way, he was the only quarterback, not even your little Mr. MVP who likes to run all over the field, your running back that you call a quarterback and got benched in the conference championship, Mr. Adrian Martinez. Nah, he didn't even get close to 2,000. Okay, and I get it. He didn't play the whole year. Okay, but that's because the guy that he was benched for started the season, earned the starting spot. I'm a little bitter. Can y'all feel that? Is that coming out through the camera or through the airwaves there? That's okay. I don't mind because I'm here to raise out about this, man. 2,300 yards passing, led the UFL. Like I said, the only quarterback to go over 2,000. A.J. McCarron didn't do it. No, none of them boys did it. Nobody. Just my dude. All right. 67% completion percentage, y'all. Led the UFL in that too. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what else he led the UFL in this year? Completions. 225 completions. Yeah. Oh, wait. There was something else he led the UFL in. Touchdown passes. 18. Led the UFL. Oh, wait. I ain't done yet. There's something else that he was first in the league at this year. That was the yards per game. 230, just a tenth away from 231 yards, 230.9 yards per game for Luis Perez. Okay, all of those things I just told y'all, he led the league because all those things are what matters for a quarterback. Not a running back, a quarterback. Not a wide receiver, a quarterback. The dude who is your field general on the offense. He is the dude that leads your team down the field, that prepares, has to know the entire defense. Luis Perez was better than anybody in the league at the quarterback position, and I ain't even taking arguments on that. All right? I don't care if you're an Adrian Martinez fan. He was not a better quarterback than Luis Perez this year. I don't care if you're an A.J. McCarron fan. I am too, but he was not a better quarterback than Luis Perez this year. All right? So I don't even have to talk about the other dudes because nobody else even came close. And if you don't believe me, if you don't want to go by the numbers, then go back and watch the games. If you're not willing to do that, then I don't want to hear your argument. Luis Perez this year was the best quarterback in the UFL. If you weren't going to give him the MVP, you dang sure should have given him the Offensive Player of the Year, man. So between him and Sal Cannella, two guys that were robbed, I give my boy, he is the MVP of the Arlington Renegades. Okay, he is our field general. He is our leader. All right? And he is the first annual Hellraiser of the Year, quarterback Luis Perez. My dude, I don't care. I'll give an applause, baby. I didn't have that. Like, I was going to upload like a little bit of an applause sound thing. I just didn't have time, work and everything. But that's the way it went down. I might do that next year, man. If I do come back, I might do that next year. But those are my winners, y'all. Okay. Special Teams Player of the Year for the Renegades. Punter Marquette King led the league in punt average. Okay. Defensive Player of the Year for the Arlington Renegades definitely had to be Donald Payne. Linebacker, led the team in tackles, okay? Had a couple of forced fumbles, had some sacks. Much respect. And Sal Cannella, our Offensive Player of the Year, man. This dude led the league in touchdown catches. He led the team in receptions. Okay, and he was the best tight end in the league this year. He still is. He's going to be next year too if he comes back. All right, Brahmas fans, so slap yourselves. Okay, now, and of course, our MVP, the Hellraiser of the year, quarterback Luis Perez. If you guys disagree, hit me off, shoot me something on the socials, or email me, man. Let's talk about it and let me know why. But it is time for me to get up out of here, you guys. I want to say thank you humbly to those of you who followed the show all year. First of all, thank you for being loyal, for supporting the show, for listening to it on Spotify, or for watching it on Fuel, or for watching it on YouTube with the United Football Media channel. Thank you very much. That comes from my soul right there, man. Thank you for allowing me to come in and raise hell every single week, man. I hope I entertained you guys, and I'm gonna go by my feedback to see if I do come back next year. All right, but if any news breaks out, there's gonna be a little bit of quiet time. But we get some news that comes out, guys in camp, I'll jump on. I'll throw a little show here and there. So every couple of weeks, all right. But let me know, man. Get at me. And real quick, to the guys at United Football Media, thank you. Ace, Webb, all of you guys, just you guys took me in with open arms, man. If I had questions, I know I wasn't that active always on the Discord channel, but I always kept up with what you guys were talking about. And anytime that there was something that interested me or we were playing or something like that, I would jump in. Okay. So I just want to thank you guys for welcoming me with open arms. I'm hoping to be back next year, but I'll keep trying to run the shows through in the off season. It's going to take a little bit of a break, and then I'll figure out what I'm going to do. But thank you guys, man. I do hope I come back next year. I got to get some feedback from the listeners. Make sure we're going to have some people watching. I got to go back, look at the numbers of the views on the United Football Media channel and see what they look like. All right. But if I do come back next year, which is a very strong possibility, all right, I'm going to take this whole off season to plan my strategy to build it up, man. So I'm going to give y'all a little bit of hell raising it's going to blow this thing up so that when week 1 comes, maybe we'll be like, man, we're hyped. We've been hearing about his show all off season. Let's go. All right, so thank you guys at United Football Media, man. It's always much respect from me to my counterparts, man. I always enjoy every one of you guys' shows, and y'all make sure to go on and follow the United Football Media channel. Follow every one of my boys, man. They'll be having some good shows, all right? Now, also, my boy, Jersey the King, over at the Fuel Network, man. This is the dude that really convinced me to do this show. He was like, man, you got to do it, bro. You got to. You got to. So I did it. I enjoyed it. I've loved it. And I got to thank you, brother, for being there, for helping me just to get everything going with this, man, helping to up my streaming game. You know what I'm saying? For being my middleman with the Fuel Network, man, and you doing what you got to do to make sure that you're highlighting my show. I appreciate you, dog. That is my brother from another mother, y'all. Jersey the King. Y'all need to go back. I did have him on earlier in the season. He was our adopted Renegades fan, and I'm so sorry, dog. I brought you in on a losing season, but you know what? You showed your loyalty, my brother, and I appreciate that. I do, because he hung with us all year, even through a losing season. But straight up, man, I've always been a big supporter of this show and my Gridiron Nation show, and he helped Hellraisers be what it was this year, man. So much respect to my boy Jersey the King and everybody over at the Fuel Network. Y'all need to go on your Roku device or Amazon Fire Stick, download it, follow them on social medias. They're on Facebook. They're on Twitter. It is the Fuel Network. Y'all go on and check it out, man. Thank you to each and every one of you for riding with me and raising some hell with me through this entire rough season. Oh, but it was fun. It was fun in hindsight, when I look back on it. I had a lot of fun doing this, man. Y'all want me back next year? Let me know. Make your voice heard. All right. I am out of here, y'all. It is time for me to roll up out of here. But before I do, I'm going to leave y'all with this message. Going into the offseason, it was a tough year, guys, for our team, right? And I kind of like to look at football as my escape, and podcasting and talking about it as my escape. But I also look at these players, man, and this is their bread and butter. This is their career. I got my job. This is my escape from my job. For these guys, this is their job. It was not an easy season for the players on our team. Can you imagine, for most of us who were so angry and hurt at every one of those last-second losses and collapses, can you imagine how the players felt? tenfold what we were feeling. So just keep that in mind. Let that give some new perspective on the respect for these guys and what they're going out and doing. And while you're doing that, I want you to take that and also take it into your life, man. Whatever it is, whether it's your job or whatever, man, just know the adversity is going to be there. But just like these guys did, man, they finished the season, but you got to finish the day, you got to finish the week, whatever it is. Get through it. I know you can. You know you can. Adversity is going to be a part of everyday life, man. But you know what? Life comes in sometimes and it tries to give us hell. Yeah, it does. But you know what you got to do? Is you got to step into life's little situation that it's giving you, and you bring your own brand of raising some hell. I want y'all to look at all life's problems, and you look at it, you say, bring it, and you raise some hell. I am Gabriel Garcia. I'm going to catch you guys sometime. Holler at your boy. Let me know if you want me back next year, and I will probably be here raising some hell every single week. I am out, baby. Hellraisers, it has been fun. I'll catch you guys in a couple of weeks. I'll pop up with a little episode just out of nowhere so y'all can stay posted to the social medias, all right? I'm out, baby. It's all one love. Peace.
Veins, and every time they say my name, it's cause I'm killing the game. Bring your best, ask yourself, do you know what you're doing? Go on and call your people, tell them trouble is brewing. Tell them wicked is here with an army of kings. My game is fully extreme, a human M16. Put your battle gear on, if you think you can beat me. But yeah, I'm like